I just hope they have that storytelling restraint. But it's certainly interesting what could go on with Elune.
Yeah, there was another part to that whole story that I was going to bring up. Oh yeah, it was mostly just elaboration on, or did I say this last week? I don't know. My brain doesn't work anymore. But it's the Renathal stuff and the update. The curator correcting him on the Stone Right's real nature, which is Renathal said in his notes in 9.0 on the Sinstone of Wrath that the Stone Right was one of the original harvesters, who was the first Venthyr created by Denathrius from himself. So actually sired them. Sorry, Denathrius. But so there was that. Then there was the additional note from the curator, which is added in 9.1 on the PTR, which says that was the original Stone Right. The new Stone Right, the one we're talking about, that's all Elune, all a Night Warrior, is hinted to be the wielder of Elune's power. That Stone Right was actually the first mortal to become a Venthyr, which means there's the Night Warrior power there, where she was likely the first Night Warrior ever, or something to that effect. So I feel like a lot of Elune stuff's going to be picked up on during the Nightfang campaign in 9.1 and 9.2.
Yeah.
But I also think that it's really I don't even know what to say about her being a full reveal. Sometimes
I really don't want to.
It feels completely out of there, but it's.
Hey,
but
Nixium's here. Hello, Nixium.
Hey, Nixium.
Not seen you in
years.
EGX 2019.
2019 or 2018. I can never remember which one.
It was before the current game project.
Oh yeah. So yeah, 2018. Yep. But yeah, I know. Elune's is because I feel really passionate about Elune specifically because I remember the first time I went into the Druid tent in Thunderbluff.
Yeah.
And read the story of Musha and Anshe. And then I also really enjoyed all the moon stuff from that. So the idea of just been like, here we go. We've got everything been blasted at once. And that's going to suck. But
it's just entirely like keep it mythological, Blizz, please. Trust us. Keep it myth.
Yeah.
Which hopefully they do.
Or at least, if you're going to demystify, do it over 5 expansions, not over 1.
Yeah.
Because I want to see the gradual.
Don't do BFA again.
Yeah, I want to see the very, very gradual stuff of, oh, we know what a Night Warrior is in BFA. Oh, we know a little bit more about them in Shadowlands, and then maybe we solve that problem. Maybe come back to it in the next expansion or something like that. Because
yeah,
so afraid.
I don't think they'll fully mask her off. I hope anyway. She is one of those. She's like the last great mystery. Yeah. Well, the first ones are a new big mystery. Yeah, but we can't just keep on, reveal new mystery.
Yeah.
Eventually, we've got to just like establish the bounds of the universe and then work within that. It's like George Martin in Game of Thrones. That dragon does not go from baby dragon to big angry nom dragon. It does not go there fast at all. It takes that sort of thing. I'd always say pretend the TV show doesn't exist after season 4. Books are way better, etc. Especially season 8. Oh dear. Although Hard Home is one of the best episodes of TV I've watched. But anyway, not to get too into Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones works really well because it's like, here's the maester and the like glass candle that's just like the mysterious magic-y thing. That's that. He's very content, and I'm sure that George Martin in his head knows exactly the mechanics of all of this magic, but he's been very careful in how he presents it in the story where it still feels mysterious. It's like the White Walker stuff. Yes, it was absolutely butchered and destroyed in the TV show, but in the books, it's not as explained. It's all about theories and mysteries and stuff. So he keeps it going slowly, and that's something World of Warcraft needs to do, because we can't, we can't do a big thing like BFA where we just Well, boys, we've just explained all the lore. There you go.
We're done now. Goodbye.
Oh dear, we now need to come up with another layer behind the curtain. At some point, we just need to establish the bounds of the universe, make it very clear where the mysteries are, and then the story of like the peoples, the grand tales of this universe. Those have to play out within those cosmic bounds. It can't be expressly about those cosmic bounds, because if World of Warcraft just turns into a battle between fundamental forces, then, what is it? Well, we're just sitting there watching the weather,
Yeah.
We're like, oh, the hurricane's coming in and it's going to assault this weather system. What will happen? Which one will win? Whereas no, it's got to be like, what people love about Warcraft is the story of the Horde as a people and their struggle, and the humans as a people and their struggle. And it's got to go way back to that. And that's where, I love things like Elune, being there, where different groups in Azeroth have got, like, their own stories and things about, how these gods and deities appear. And yeah, in the same way that's, if you just be like, oh yeah, Tauren, so here's actually what goes on, that would take a lot of the richness and depth and interest out of their culture. We just need to keep it like that. So I'm all for this mystery. The idea of Elune being, not supposed to be a goddess, but she's taken a whole bunch of things upon herself. I think that's really interesting. They just need to take it easy. Just take it easy, and this can work out really well.
Yeah. And if you do want to get lots of Elune stuff in there for us, just throw us a crumb and be like, all right, yeah. Elune showed up. Maybe there was a glimmer of a crescent moon, and suddenly the Night Warrior was stronger, and that's it. You don't need to explain any of that. You just need to go, Elune showed up for like 2 seconds and Tyrande just wrecked everyone. Yeah. That's cool as shit. Why? I don't know.
Was it Haley's Comet that appeared around the Battle of Hastings?
I think I've not heard of that, but that would make sense.
Haley's Comet? But yeah, it was like I'm fairly sure. Yes, in 1066, the comet was seen in England and thought to be an omen. Yeah. Later that year, Harold II of England died at the Battle of Hastings. William the Conqueror obviously came in, and funny enough, that's where he got the Conqueror name, I guess. But it's the sort of thing where,
just William.
for those ancient peoples, it's not really ancient, technically ancient, I think it's before, whatever. But for a long time ago for those peoples, Halley's Comet is like, oh my god, this is a bad omen.
Yeah.
There is, they see that comet, they're like, shit's going to go down. Now, if you tell them, well, actually, I don't know where Halley's Comet came from, but that's just a bit of ice from the Oort cloud. They'd be like, oh, okay. So we don't need to worry about that comet then. Grand.
Yeah,
so that William boy, he's okay, sure. Where, keeping it mythological is what makes that a lot more grand and interesting. Especially if you can then have little hints that it actually does matter and is there's a little bit of grandeur.
I love that story so much. I can almost imagine how I would feel watching the cutscene there of Elune showing up for half a second and all the elves being like, whoa, let's go. Not literally, oh, the Night Warrior has unlocked a new ability. It's basically the same thing I like about what I'm going to say more anime-like stuff where it's focused on intrinsic power. If you have a reason for that to come out that's external like that and mysterious, then I think that's so cool. Like the idea of, as an example, I forget what color Halley's Comet looks like as it's coming through. I imagine it's all fiery and shit because it doesn't come near us. What am I talking about? I don't know space shit. I'm stupid. I video games. But the idea of like a comet coming through and the comet looks like the standard of your like nation's color, and you're just like, right? God says kill them. Let's go. That stuff's way more interesting than any actual real thing happening. And I guess it's the depth of imagination behind it all. Yeah. Just feels so much more because we live in a world of science.
Yeah, I do. The last thing I want is for my fantasy world to be full of science and exploration or explanation even. It's that thing. I think there was a modern shift in sensibilities in fantasy writing away from soft magic systems and over to hard magic systems. And I love hard sci-fi, but I really don't think the rules of hard sci-fi work that well for fantasy. I think fantasy is like at its best when it's very much dealing in like myth and the sort of that incredible grandeur. that can, I guess, capture a lot of the human experience in a way that's not like the very hard realities of something like The Expanse.
I actually have the perfect example for a series that, as far as I'm concerned, maybe not now because I've not engaged with anything for a long time, but the combination of hard and soft magic stuff in the Fate Stay Night visual novel, which people will now know the series more as Fate Grand Order, all of the money in the world going to Sony. But it originally nails like hard magic through everything is defined with rules really, really tightly, but it's soft enough that all of those rules are like from different perspectives of different things. So like a mage will understand like how magic actually happens. There's someone who stores mana in gems because that's a great thing, throws them, all that stuff. But then there's other ones who don't understand the rules and do nutso shit that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because it's just fuck it. Basically the writer's dumb and just made up shit as went along, but defined it in a hard way. So you've got the kind of you've got the stuff that's like you spend so much time learning why like Shiro's ability to use magic is so weird and shitty. And then it just devolves into, oh yeah, that's King Arthur. Oh yeah, that's Gilgamesh from the Epic of Gilgamesh and his sword that splits the world in two. And both of these completely coexist.
Fake Grand Order. Ah!
Yeah, both of these completely coexist because they've got like the magic systems explained really well. And I still like, I remember it so well. Just all of the specifics of that because it was so... It did magic in a way that was really set up rules, break them.
Yeah.
Like anything that feels cool, set up rules and then get us used to them and then break them for effect. And it's fucking class.